everyone, it's that time again for Agent Spotlight, and today we have Savannah Wyker with us. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
So first, I always start with background, and you have one of those backgrounds that's completely out of the real estate industry, so tell me more about that.
Okay, so I went to school for art history. I loved art history, presented research in Rome, presented at the Orlando Museum of Art. I was a gallery director at a fine art firm, so I loved what I did, but the culture just wasn't what I wanted. So then my mom did real estate growing up, and I was a military brat, so I moved around a lot. My great-grandparents actually met in the military, so from then on, my entire family is just military. So they're all moving all the time, no matter what happens, so it's kind of just in my blood. And when I jumped ship from the gallery, everyone was like, you should do real estate. And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, you'd be so good at it. And I was like, oh. And now I do it, and I love it.
I mean, going from art history to real estate, and I know because I remember when you first came in, you were brand new, and it's just a totally different world. Yet, you've been able to make it work at a really high level.
Yeah.
So I know one of the things I have written down here, because so many people, we know 82% get out in that first year. What was the secret, or what made it work for you?
Interesting question. I think being able to do what I wanted to do, because I think with art, I wanted it to be the case where I could, what I was doing is helping everyone that came into my gallery pick what's right for them, or every interior designer, let's figure out your project. But it wasn't as individualized as I wanted because I had a lot of restrictions. So I ended up being halted and stunted, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Even morally, I couldn't do what I wanted to do.
Interesting.
So in real estate, being able to help people the right way and being able to do what I want to do, making everything my own helps me, the independence.
A couple things that you mentioned is about helping people and doing the right thing, which of course is a big thing for us.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that, of why that's important to you and how you work that into your real estate business.
So what I like to be is servant-hearted, just as a general term, I guess. And I think most of it comes from my faith, and also seeing my mom do it growing up, because she was in real estate and she was a single mom, and I remember how hard she worked. Shout out to mom. And how she wanted to just drop us off at the bus in the morning, pick us up from the bus at night. And she did it so well. And I remember people seeing her in the store, all her clients would just recognize her, because that's what real estate is. And they would just love her, and they would hug her. And I was like, that's a cool job. So as a kid, I wanted to do real estate. It's funny, I either wanted to be an artist or I wanted to do real estate. And it's funny how that turns out. Yeah, very different things. But yeah, just seeing her do that and seeing how good she treated people, I want to do the same thing. So I think that's kind of where it stems from. So my mom and my faith.
Yeah, role models.
Yes.
So you had the role model, which is pretty amazing. And by the way, guys, almost 3 million in your first year. Did I get that right? Although
I don't
your
even
husband,
know.
yes.
I try not to look at it.
yes, we got to know our numbers. Yes, you are doing amazing, especially just for your first year. And now you've brought on your husband, and so you guys are forming this team. Let's talk a little around that and kind of how that's going and what's going really well, and maybe what some of those challenges have been.
Yeah. So what I like that we've kind of customized is we still keep it separate, and I think that's important for us. I don't want to say I'm a control freak, but I like things done a certain way, right? And I'm very type A. Like, I'm to the point where people just like move out of my way sometimes. So we have learned to just keep it separate. If it's his person and he clicks with them, do your thing. Do your thing until you need me, kind of thing. If I need you for showings, great. But that's how we've made it work. So we have separate businesses, but we help each other when necessary.
Yes.
So that's been helpful.
We see that all the time where it really works. Yet the boundary, I hear that word a lot, is having that boundary and figuring out what each person's focus is and where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are. And that's when things really take off. So the book Rocket Fuel, that's one of those things I recommend all of the time with our spouse teams working together, because it can be completely overwhelming, and you guys have found a way to make that work. If you had advice for either a new agent coming into the business or maybe an agent that's thinking of bringing on their spouse, what would your advice be? And you can choose either of those or address both.
So I'll do the new agent thing, because Ryan and I'm more in the real estate right now than he is, kind of thing. So I feel like that's a later conversation for them. Yes. So for new agents, I kind of give the same advice that I'd give to anyone doing anything, which is just to seize every opportunity. And even if you just do that in life, it's going to pour into your business. So every time you meet someone, don't be thinking, what can they do for me, but think, what can you do for them? So I really have discovered that that's what I do. And because Ryan, sometimes when I'm like, oh, I think they need to sell, he's like, well, don't look at them that way. I'm like, I'm not, but I know that I'm the person that's going to help them. Yes. I'm the person they're going to trust for that, you know? So yeah, I think that's my advice, is treat people well and seize every opportunity.
Coming from contribution, that's kind of what came to my mind when you were thinking about that, because a lot of people struggle with whether it's phone calls and reaching out to people, or care calls, or especially the people that they know, kind of taking, making sure they make that phone call and saying, how can I help you? Yeah. By the way, I'm in real estate, just in case you need anything. And when you come from that, that's a whole different conversation, right? Yeah. And the activities that you do show that. So like, I lead worship at church, and I volunteer a lot. I'm always like, oh, I'll help you babysit so you can have a date night. And I do that regularly. And a lot of the clients that I've gotten, I was helping do things in their life before I was in real estate. And now that is my business, it's segued into, okay, I trust Savannah to help me, right? So I think putting yourself in positions where you're going to network with people who see you as a helper. Yeah. Authenticity. Yeah. That's, you have been doing those things for years and years. Yeah. And then taking that into your business and being who you are and giving your customers exactly what they need, yet being the professional and the person who knows how to help them. Yeah. Sounds like that's been the secret to your success and huge growth. Yeah, and you are your own product. You are your brand. And you hear that in anything that you're doing, in any marketing, any sales position, because it's true. And you attract what you want to attract. And I love real estate because I get to work with people who I like. Yeah. And that's really nice. Yes, you attract the people that are like you. Exactly. We hear that all day long. So, well, we're super excited for your business and to watch what you guys do next. You're so new in the business, so that's fantastic. Okay, now we're going to do something a little fun called Rapid Fire 5. So I have not told her what these questions are going to be. So ready, here we go. What is the most adventurous thing you've ever done? Ooh, I don't know if you know this about me. So I was trying to learn how to be a competitive skydiver for a while. Gosh. Everyone just like that. Yeah, so I was in, short story, how long do I have for the news? Okay, I'm just going to. Quick as you, yeah. So I was in Colorado and I was like, I want to skydive, but I don't want a man attached to me when I'm jumping down, right? So someone was like, well, you can just learn. And I was like, no, you can't. They're like, no, you can. So I took a class, learned how to jump out of a plane by myself, and then I was doing that for a while, where I literally would jump by myself. People guide you and like teach you how to turn, and then you land by yourself. I ran into a barbed wire fence. Don't tell my instructor that happened, because according to my records, it never happened. And I stopped doing it when I met Ryan. Well, when I fell in love with Ryan, which is, I stopped falling from the sky when I fell in love, and that's kind of a cute way to say it. Okay, well, I got that. I can't wait to put that on film. That's awesome. I love it. Okay. We've had a couple people talk about skydiving, and some like, no way. Nope. You were like, no, I want to learn how to do this by myself. My very first time by myself. Yeah. Well, there you go. That tells a lot about you. Yes. I love that. Okay, what is your dream vacation? Where and why? I feel like one of them doesn't exist. Like, because like going to the underwater city of Atlantis, if it was like a real thing, that would be amazing. Otherwise, I think going to Bethlehem in Egypt would be cool. It's really hard to do right now and very scary, which is why I think it's a dream for me. Yes. So if I could go anywhere, no restrictions, I would probably do that. They used to have amazing journeys on that, and of course now they've taken them away. It's a little restrictive, Yes, hopefully that comes back, because I've heard some amazing stories from people. Me too. I have chills thinking about it. Yeah. All right, here's an easy one. Okay. Cats, dogs, or no pets? Dogs. Sorry. Dog person. Oh, yeah. What was the best gift you've ever received from Ryan? From Ryan? Yes. So he gives very funny gifts. And we're very budget conscious right now. We're saving to buy a house in cash, as you know. So, okay,
I had this recurring dream when I was a kid. This is really weird, but just go with me. So I used to dream about Timon and Pumbaa, like handing me, like from The Lion King, handing me like a giant ladybug and like wanting me to eat it. And they're like, happy birthday. And I told Ryan about this because it happened like several years in a row. And I was like, what's going on? I was obsessed with Lion King. So he made me a giant ladybug one year, and it was like out of a soccer ball or something with like duct tape, and I died laughing. And that's like the best gift, is just to be laughing.
So first, all my dream people are like, ooh, they're going to be texting you. What does
I was
that
like
dream
9,
mean?
so
What
it
does
just
that
means
mean?
Timon and Pumbaa are my best friends.
Those are the best gifts, right?
Like, he's so funny.
He took the time and
Yes.
the effort,
And then just seeing his face when I opened it, he's just like ready for it. You know?
So sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you too. Okay. Knowing what you know now, would you rather have a 1-hour conversation with your 80-year-old self or your 12-year-old self?
12-year-old self.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you tell them lots of good things and what's going to happen, or it's okay.
Yeah, that's really the latter. It's just like, hey, you're gonna get there, kind of thing.
Love it. And I have for my final one, super easy. What is your least favorite food?
Oh, that's actually not easy for me.
Oh.
I'm very not picky. Oh,
There's got to be something you don't like.
I don't like to just like pop a cherry tomato in my mouth, I guess, because that would be like the only thing I could think of.
Wow, so you will eat anything. You're open to whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that adventurous comes right back out.
Yeah, my
That's
uncle used to
fantastic.
catch dragonflies and eat them. I probably wouldn't go that far.
Ooh.
He would like do anything on a dare, but I mean, I'll eat anything.
Oh, I know who I want with me when we go on that crazy show where you have to eat everything.
Fear Factor Survivor. I'd be okay. I'd be okay.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Of course,
I know
thank
we've learned a
you.
ton about you. I know you, and I've just learned a ton about you. That's amazing. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We will make sure to put Savannah's contact information here in this video. Make sure you stay tuned. #focused on growth. Thank you.